What's up, everyone? Welcome back to more Reddit stories about entitled people, crazy people, and all that kind of stuff. Hope you're all doing awesome, and as usual, we'll be checking out some more Reddit posts today. So feel free to share your thoughts about today's stories down in the comments, and we're getting right into it. My boss just asked me not to wear my normal pants to work, and I've never been angrier. I wear normal pants to work. Our dress code is business casual, and I have gotten myself sized by a reputable tailor. All my slacks and chinos are from normal brands you'd find at Macy's and are normal/relaxed fit. However, yesterday my boss called me into her office and told me I would no longer be allowed to wear the pants I normally wear to the office and would have to wear something less revealing. Apparently, my bulge is inappropriate for the workplace. I'm normally sized down there. I actually effing measured it to make sure I wasn't crazy, and I'm pretty close to the US average. Would a woman with large breasts be told she can't wear anything but baggy clothes? Would she be told by her boss that she must wear nothing but restrictive sports bras to work? I doubt it, especially in my workplace where women 2 seats down from me wear far more provocative clothing than my damn slacks. I asked her, what should I wear instead? These are my size. And she said, just go buy something looser or get a bigger size. I am not rebuying my entire collection of work pants. Edit. To clarify, I'm aware that women have been told to cover up quite a bit in the workplace. I'm not dismissing that, just highlighting the very visible double standard of bodily expression in my own workplace. Edit 2. People have been asking to see my pants. Here's the exact pants I wore on the day of the incident. Note that my member is sitting to the right of the zipper, relative to the viewer. Update. To recap what advice I got from my original thread, here it is. Go talk to HR. Never talk to HR. Go talk to a lawyer. Lawyers will waste your time. Your pants are fine. You need new pants. She wants to bang you. She hates you. After dwelling a bit on my options, I settled for a middle-of-the-road approach. I contacted 2 well-known lawyers in my area and got a consultation from them about my situation. They both thought that while I was sexually harassed, the case wasn't bulletproof as there was little evidence and no pattern of abuse. They then also warned me about going to HR without any evidence, as it can cascade into me losing my job in unexpected ways. Fine. Since I needed evidence and a pattern of abuse, I first wanted to read up on what standards my company has set for managers. I requested from our online catalog of learning courses to take the sexual harassment and tough conversations courses that are normally required only for managers. In the Tough Conversations module, there was a scenario where a male supervisor needed to ask a female employee to correct her work outfit, as it did not meet the company's dress code. The module in plain English states that the supervisor is not to intervene, and to refer the issue to HR. I assumed that the inverse, a female supervisor reprimanding a male's outfit, would follow the same standards. I then sent an email to my boss asking her to follow up on our previous conversation. I wrote, to boss, I want to clarify some things regarding our previous conversation. Please confirm whether or not my understanding of your statements is correct. My pants violated our dress code by being too tight and revealing my quote bulge. The issue pertains to all my pants, not a specific subset of my wardrobe. This is a requirement from management and not a request. Please get back to me. Sincerely, OP. It took over a full workday, but the response I got was, to OP. Yes, I did tell you to fix your wardrobe. This is not a request. Boss. I immediately replied, to boss, if management is demanding that I replace such a large amount of work clothing, it must be done at the expense of the company. Please let me know if this is possible, as we will have to work something else out if it isn't. Sincerely, OP. And her response later was, to OP, this can be done, but I must be with you to supervise your shopping. Check my schedule for my availability. Good lord, suddenly the she wants to bang you theories seemed less crazy. I backed up the emails to a personal account and sent everything to HR. Less than 2 hours later, I received a phone call asking me to come to HR immediately and drop my work unless it was time critical. I complied. I was told that they were taking this matter, quote, very seriously, and that I should take the rest of the day off. I came back to work today and boss is gone. I was told right before lunch that she had been placed on administrative leave, pending a full investigation, and that I shouldn't worry. It's against company policy to engage in any form of professional retaliation. I sit here now like a king on a porcelain throne, telling you about my victory during my post-lunch dump. Bye-bye, boss lady. Well, it turns out all OP had to do was raise the concern with HR, and they just took care of it immediately. Because like OP stated with the learning modules, this wasn't even his boss's right or responsibility to take care of and decide. She was supposed to just bring it to HR if she had a concern. And I do also just want to point out on the supposed bulge aspect for a minute here too. Something that women might not always realize is that since men's pants are generally more baggy and less form-fitting than women's pants, that can also result in just certain shapes around the pants in the groin region. That does not mean you're seeing the imprint of someone's male anatomy. I'd be willing to guess that most men's pants are actually designed to hide that. So let's just take OP's picture as a reference. OP said that his member is sitting to the right of the zipper, from the viewer's perspective. If you were to try to guess where his member was based on his supposed bulge, I would actually guess to the left, not the right. Which just goes to show that oftentimes it's just the natural shaping of the pants, with nothing actually underneath it. You're not actually seeing male anatomy. Sorry to focus in on this so much, but I just wanted to illustrate the point. If OP's female boss tried on some men's pants too, she might even find that she herself has what she thinks is a bulge. So yeah. If anything, this just kind of shows where OP's boss's eyes tend to wander during work hours. Anyway, that's enough talk about bulges for today, so let's move on. My ex lied about vaccinating our immune-compromised 8-year-old daughter. Me and my ex split up before our daughter's birth. There were a variety of reasons for this that I won't get into here. One of them, though, was her anti-science beliefs. She's an anti-vaxxer and doesn't trust science or medicine at all. Well, this sucks because our daughter was born premature and immunocompromised. We have 50-50 custody of her, but due to her condition and my wife's anti-science beliefs, we argue constantly on how to handle her. Well, recently our daughter has made incredible progress, and last year was given the go-ahead to get vaccinated for certain viruses, including chickenpox and the flu. My ex went crazy about this and started making my life a living hell, and threatened up and down to take me to court. Around this time, I also got a new job that paid a considerable amount more than my old. When this happened, I decided I wanted to move my girl into a private school that has a program for immune-compromised children and offered to pay 100% of tuition. The only problem, for her at least, is that the school requires students to be fully vaccinated, up to their medically allowed limit in my daughter's case. My ex fought me up and down on this, and we ended up in court. The judge agreed with me and ordered my daughter to be vaccinated. Ex had a full breakdown, but in the end agreed, only on the condition she get to take her to, quote, lessen the emotional damage and make sure the doctor doesn't poison her. I demanded the medical forms confirming this, and she agreed. So my daughter finally got vaccinated and last fall started at her awesome new school. Well, last week, my daughter got incredibly sick and had to be rushed to the hospital from school. She somehow had contracted varicella, chickenpox, despite being vaccinated for it. I've been stressed out from the minute I got the call and confused as all hell how she got it. My daughter must have picked up on this and thought I was mad at her, because when I was visiting her in the hospital, she decided to tell me the, quote, secret mommy promised to make her keep. Turns out my ex didn't vaccinate her. She made my daughter lie about it. Instead, she has been using special oils and salts to keep her from getting sick. What about the forms I got saying she was vaccinated? They're fake. I called the doctor and it turns out she never went in, and he never signed any forms confirming she was vaccinated. So my ex lied and faked forms to convince me she was vaccinated. I'm pissed, to say the least. My daughter is in the hospital because my ex decided to let her beliefs come before our child's health. My ex doesn't know I know yet, and I told my daughter not to tell her. I want her gone now. How do I approach this to make sure my ex suffers for this? I have the forms she handed me in texts from the day she took her. I also have the doctor on record saying he never signed off on these, and that the ones I have are forged. Update. Well, a lot has happened since that day. My daughter is safe with me and was let out of the hospital about a week ago. She is getting better every day. I know though, you guys want the full story, so here it is. After I made that post, I took the advice given to me, and the next time I saw my daughter, I told her that it was wrong of me to ask her to keep secrets, and that it's okay to tell her mom. Along with that, I saw a lawyer recommended to me by a trusted party. When I went to see him, he told me this is a case lawyers salivate over, and that my ex is in a lot of trouble. I immediately filed for emergency custody of my daughter. I also got into contact with the doctor again and explained the situation fully to him. He says that he wishes for me to submit the evidence to the police and file a report. Along with this, my lawyer has gotten into contact with the court that originally ordered us to vaccinate our daughter and was handed over everything I gave to him. He has advised me to stay quiet on this matter, so I'll leave it at my ex is in a lot of trouble with them. During this time, my ex started to get suspicious. Maybe it was because a friend told her about a post on Reddit and she freaked out? Who knows? A few days later, when I saw her at the hospital, we had an altercation. She became hysterical and yelled various threats and insults at me, including telling me that I want to poison our daughter right in front of our sick child. She was escorted out of the building and the head nurse had banned her from coming back. After this, she sent me a barrage of texts telling me that I am a monster and that if she had vaccinated her, that she would be dead now. This was sent to my lawyer. As he puts it, she's what lawyers dream of when they hear who's on the other side of the court. Outside of this, I've been advised to stay as quiet as possible, so I'll leave it with this. This week, I received emergency custody of my daughter until our custody hearing later this year. I've heard that the DA is slowly getting ready to move forward with a multitude of charges against my ex, and that will land her in jail soonish. And moving on to the final update. Hello again, everyone out there. 3 years ago, I made a post about how my ex lied about vaccinating our daughter. Soon after, I gave an update and disappeared over the horizon. Well, to give the short answer first, I have full custody of my daughter and my ex is barred from having any contact with her. The long answer, my court battle between my ex and me was a grueling process, one of the worst periods of my life. It took over 5 months from the time I got emergency custody to get full custody of my daughter. My ex's harassment at that time got worse, even coming to my house and attempting to force herself in to take our daughter. She was arrested for this and charged with attempted forced entry. Before she could bail herself out, the DA decided to throw the book at her for forging medical documents. She ended up spending a month in jail for this, which unfortunately got her custody case continued. The upside of this was I was given a protective order for me and my daughter out of this, one that bit her in the ass when we finally got in front of a judge. I was given full custody of my daughter. My ex and her lawyer pissed off the judge by trying to claim that I had planned this all from the start, forcing her into a corner to vaccinate our daughter so I could use her response to initiate the custody battle. Her actions, her upcoming hearing for committing felony forgery and forced entry, along with the protective order, convinced the judge that my ex was more than a danger to our daughter. She lost all custodial rights, and as of now is not legally allowed to contact her in any form. My protective order was extended by 2 years as well, but I didn't need it as it was only a few months later she went to prison. My ex pleaded out. They dropped the forced entry charge and she only got 2 years in prison for the forgery, but was still hit with the felony. She was released early due to COVID though. Since then, luckily, I've had no contact with my ex, outside of getting the child support I am owed. I am not really inclined to keep tabs on her personal life. As for me and my daughter, the past few years have been a living nightmare. We moved to a new state and I had to put her into fully online schooling, but our lives are great. The saga of my life has taught me so many things. I am grateful every day to have my daughter with me, safe, and in a place where she can slowly grow and get healthier. It's kinda touching that so many people are interested after all this time in a normal guy like me and my daughter. I genuinely hope this is the last update I have to make. Thank you for your interest, and see you all over the next horizon. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. If you want to see more Reddit content like this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. So I'm out of here. Take care, friends, and I'll see you next time.